Welcome to my chemistry channel, Short and Sweet in Chemistry, B.L.DASH. Now I will explain the chapters Acid, Bases and Salt of class 10, which is according to CBSE syllabus. Now we will see the meaning, characteristics of acids and bases. What are the main characteristics of acid and base? Before that, again I want to say what is acid. Acid is one which produces H plus ion in water. Bases are one which produce OH minus ion in water. That means acid produces H plus ion, base produces OH minus ion. Then come to what are the main characteristics of acid. Main characteristics of acid, that is sour in nature, corrosive, blister on the skin and danger. That means acid always very dangerous to our skin, to avoid environment where we will are, that is very danger. Then here blister, what is mean by blister? Blister means one type of wound produces on the skin when acid is added. When acid is come in contact with our skin, then it produces some blister, one type of wound. And here corrosive nature. Corrosive nature means destruction in nature. Then what is meaning? When metal is come in contact with acid, then it will gradually eated and lastly nothing to be there to see, and that is called corrosive nature, and that is corrosion. And here sour in taste, but here don't taste by your tongue, please, one request. The acids are very dangerous. So please don't taste by your tongue, only take tests inside your laboratory. And blue litmus paper turns red, I told before also. Blue litmus paper, when you add it to the acids containing a test tube, the color changes to red. And here pH less than 7. What is pH? Later I will say in the next video. And pH less than 7, which indicates it is acid. Methyl orange solution, that is yellow color. When you add to acid containing a test tube, the total solution changes to red color. These are the main characteristics of acids required in 10th class. Now come to bases. What is meant by base? Base means which produces OH minus in water, and first point, soapy to touch. Soapy to touch means what? You touch your soap with add one drop of water and touch it and you feel. The feeling that is called soapy to touch. It is also blister on the skin. It also produces blister on the skin, but not so much danger as like your acid. It is bitter in taste. Again one request, don't taste by your tongue. Corrosive, it is also corrosive in nature, but it is not so danger when compared to our acid. Then next point, you know red litmus paper when added to base taken in a test tube, the color of the paper changes to blue color. Then pH greater than 7. If pH greater than 7, I can say that you should feel yes, it is a base. If I say pH is 10, that means it is a good base. Similarly, here phenolphthalein solution, which is colorless, when you add to the base in a test tube, then what happens? The color changes to pink color. So it is very important test. You take a phenolphthalein solution, add to base, and you find it is totally color changes to pink. But base in water, you will take base in water, acids in water. Okay. Then important point I can say here, the base return. What is base and what is alkali? I told also before, base is one which contains OH minus in water. Then what is alkali? Alkali is also a base. But then what is difference between base and alkali? Alkali means is a base which totally dissolve in water, which is soluble in water. Base is one which dissolve in water, that is called alkali. That means alkali is a base and all bases are not alkali, but alkalis are base. Then what happens? So you take alkali, let alkali, example what? Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. Base null which contain OH minus, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide also. Now next point, both conduct electricity. What is mean conduct electricity? Now acid in water produces H plus ion. H plus ion is responsible for the conduction of electricity. We know electricity only can pass through the ions. So free ions are available in water which contain acid. Similarly, free OH minus also there when base in water. That means here H plus ion and OH minus ion both are responsible for the conduction of electricity. But important point, the base should be in water, acid should be in water. In the presence of water only they produce free H plus ion and free OH minus which are responsible for the conduction of electricity. Glucose and alcohol not conduct electricity. Where we know HCl can conduct electricity in water, base potassium hydroxide in water can conduct electricity, but why not glucose and alcohol? Glucose, what happens in presence of water, they never produce H plus ion or any free ion in water. Alcohol also never gives H plus ion in water or any free ion in water. Since there is no free ion in water, that is why they never conduct electricity. Here there is no H plus ion free in water when you add glucose or alcohol to water. Here HCl plus water gives H plus aqua, Cl minus aqua. I already told aqua means water molecule surrounded by H plus ion, Cl minus chloride ion. That is also surrounded by water molecules. That is why I have written aqua in bracket. But nowadays it is proved instead of H plus ion we can write H3O plus ion which is called hydronium ion. Now here what happens? This H plus and this water both will combine and gives here H3O plus ion. What is that known? That is called hydronium ion. And this hydronium ion is very important nowadays in chemistry life. And corrosion, I told also corrosion means what? Corrosion is the process where metal is heated by the help of acid gradually, or you can say by metal heated by the help of OH minus, but which the process is fast. Acid with metal process is fast. And here a rainwater. What is rainwater? Rainwater comes from the sky. How can you say rainwater is pure or not? Rainwater contains acid. How can you say? Yes. What happens in sky? Nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide are freely moving because due to industries. Then what happened? These nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide both combine with rainwater and they form acids, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Then what happens? Sulfuric acid, nitric acid in water, that is rainwater, produces H plus ion which are free in rainwater. Then what happens? That is why rainwater conducts electricity, because I told acid in water produce H plus ion, base in water produces OH minus ion. That is why rainwater contains H plus ion which are free. That is why rainwater conducts electricity. Then come to dilution of acids and base. What is mean dilution of a acid and base? It is clear that you will add water or water proportion will be increased in acid and base, that is called dilution. Then how we will do? Later we will see. First is strong and weak acids. Strong and weak acids, only in 10th class we should know examples. What is meant by strong and what is meant by weak acid, that will be clear in 11th class chemistry. Now examples already also I told, nitric acid, sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid are called strong acids, whereas carbonic acid and acetic acid they are called H2CO3. They are called weak acids. So what are the examples of weak acid? Carbonic acid and acetic acid. Now what do we mean by concentration of acids? Actually in short form we can write CONC dot. What is meaning CONC dot? That is known as concentrated acid. CONC dot means concentrated acid. That means what is concentration? H3O plus ions per unit volume. That means here how can we say concentration of acid, that is H3O plus ions or you can say H plus ions, but nowadays only H3O plus ions word is used, so H3O plus ions per unit volume. Next come to actually what is meaning of concentration. We see one example. Suppose in a glass of water you will add 5 spoons of sugar. Other glass of water you will add 10 spoons of sugar. Now say me, first let the glass one, that is called A. Second glass that is known as B. In first glass of water A you are adding 5 spoons of sugar. Now this is the second glass of water B, you are adding 10 spoons of water. Now tell me which is one is more concentrated. That means which glass of water is more concentrated, whether glass A or glass B. Glass B contain 10 spoons whereas glass A contain 5 spoons. You can say easily glass B which contains 10 spoons of sugar, that is more concentrated in compared to glass A. But it is laboratory. You can't do like this by spoon, you will add other to water. Actually here you will do proper measurement. And the concentration of acids and base, that should be calculated. What amount of acid, what ml of acid you will take, what amount by weight of base you will take, and what amount of volume of water you will take, so that both will mix. That you will know in 11th class chemistry how you will make solution. Now here actually in industry acids are manufactured. When it is manufactured, the concentration are fixed. In sulfuric acid 36 N, like this it is fixed. Now what is N? N means normality. Just like I told, 5 spoons of sugar, 10 spoons of sugar. Here spoon word is not used. Here the particular chemistry term will be used. According to calculation we will proceed. Generally molarity, molality, normality, these 3 types of word used to know the measurement. That means here this normality, molarity, molality, this one you will see in 11th class chemistry. Now here concentration of acid means, concentration means CONC dot, and only in 10th class we should know that much sufficient H3O plus ions per unit volume. Now you know sulfuric acid, that is known as the king of acids. Now see what is its power. Sulfuric acid is known as king of the acid. Now concentration of base same, OH minus ions per unit volume. What amount of OH minus present per unit volume, that is known as concentration of base. Similarly, you have to calculate base. All bases are solid form. That is why according to calculation, you will take the weight of that base, and after that what amount of base should be calculated, that amount to be added a a fixed calculation volume of water. Then concentrated acid means, just like how can you write concentrated CONC dot H2SO4. And diluted acid means how to write DIL dot HCl. You can say, yes, what is the difference between concentrated and dilute? Both are acid, same acid. Suppose I want to say concentrated H2SO4, dilute H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4 means you will write CONC dot H2SO4. Dilute H2SO4 means you will write DIL dot H2SO4. But what is the difference between two? Only the amount is different and water will different that much. The calculation amount per water, that is only different. No, actually main important, the reactions are different. Some reactions only carried in presence of dilute sulfuric acid or dilute hydrochloric acid, and some reaction only to be carried in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. You will see later class, that means reactions of acids, reactions of base. We will see how dilute only react with this reaction and how the concentrated acid will react with this reaction. Will act as a main important part of the fixed reaction. So next come to what is meaning of dilution. Dilution, what is very easy. It is diluted. Just now I told example 10 spoons of sugar, 5 spoons of sugar. You can say yes, 10 spoons of sugar, that is more concentrated, or you can say 5 spoons of sugar is diluted one. When you taste, you can say yes, it is not concentrated. But don't do in lab. In laboratory, nothing to be touched by your tongue, because all are very dangerous, and something are too much dangerous that cannot be controlled by your hand. That cannot be controlled by your hand. So one request, please don't touch any salt, chemicals, acid, base in your lab by your tongue. So I told dilution mean what? Mixing of acid or base with water. Here also I told in example 10 spoons of sugar in water, 5 spoons of sugar in water. What is the mean? You are adding water to 10 spoons, you are adding water to 5 spoons of sugar. That means first 5 spoons of sugar in water, that is diluted one, and 10 spoons of sugar in water, that is concentrated one. And here what is the meaning in our acid and base? Mixing of acids or base with water, that is called diluted. The dilution process is also very fixed one. What amount to be added, what volume of acid to be added in water, that is totally to be calculated in your lab. Now when I am telling here, you will add water to acid or acid to water. Main important question, what we will do? Whether you will add acid to water or water to acid. When this question comes to mind, immediately students think, yes, we will add water to acid because it will dilute it. No. What to do? See carefully. That is very dangerous. When you make dilution of acid, this is very dangerous process. Sometimes explosion takes place. Sometimes mixture flush out. Sometimes it comes to our skin and form blisters. Very danger process, that is dilution of acid. Then question is what to do, how to do dilution of acids. First you see water to acid. If we will add water to acid, what will happen? This is very danger. Large amount of heat produce. What is that called? When heat produce in some reaction, in any reaction, the process is called exothermic reaction. What is exothermic reaction? Where heat is produced. Splash out. Because you are taking acid and add water. water comes to drop by drop and added to acid, immediately large amount of heat produced and splash out. That mixture will comes out and burn our skin also. Please, one request, please don't do like this. In laboratory, never you will do like this. You take advice of the teacher. You do in presence of teacher in lab, because students generally make mistake. So water to acid is very danger. It produces large amount of heat. Now come to acid to water. Acid, when you will add acid to water, what happen? Acid you will add, that means slowly will add, or you will come drop by drop, 1 ml by 1 ml. So large amount of heat not produced. It is also exothermic reaction, but is not so danger like above process. So it is not so danger. What to do? You will add slowly 1 ml, like 1 ml. After 1 ml do stirring. So stirring and add, stirring and add, the process is going on. And observe also the outside of the container, whether it is becoming hot or not. If it will be come to hot, then stay for some time. After cooling, again you add acid drop by drop or 1 ml by 1 ml. So you should stirring. What will happen? Here acid water not so danger, but what to do? Slowly will add. Here no large amount of heat produced. Here nothing will splash out, and you say that heat will be controlled. You observe heat should be controlled. Heat will be produced, but you stay for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. After cooling, general cooling, and then you add acid 1 ml by 1 ml slowly and stir it properly. Now the acid is diluted. What amount of acid you will take, that will be calculated in lab, and that will be clear in chemistry in 11th class.